This video is an important video to watch if you care about enlightenment, spiritual growth, and ultimate well-being. In this video, Sadhguru describes arguably one of the most potent topics in all of yoga, and the concept that he shares will blow your mind away, literally, if you allow it. So, let's watch.
See, this is an unfortunate condition that a whole lot of human beings are in. In their personal experience, life is like me versus the universe. Being in competition with the universe is a stupid thing to do. That's not a competition you must get into. Hello? Me versus the universe is a bad competition to get into. Would you also agree with me? So, this is why yoga does not mean twisting and turning your body. The word yoga means union. Right now it's me versus the universe. This is just your psychological condition. This is not the reality. Even when you feel utterly lonely, are you still breathing? So you're transacting with the world, isn't it? Yes? You only can't get along with the people around you, but the atmosphere is okay with you, food is okay if it tastes good, water is okay. You have transaction with the world, isn't it? Your existence is constantly an engagement with the universe, but your mind becomes against the universe. If you create a psychological condition that you're against or you're in competition with the universe or the cosmos, obviously you will feel crushed for small things. Little things will crush you. When I say little things, maybe you failed your examination, maybe you got thrown out of this university, maybe you got fired from a job, maybe somebody ditched you, maybe something else like this happened. These are all small things between life and death. Because you came here with nothing, isn't it? When you die, there is no container service for you. You die with nothing. In spite of that, most people have turned their homes into warehouses. Most people are carrying such a huge baggage on their head as if they're carrying the whole universe on their head. This is their own psychological condition. Your thought and emotion is what you're talking about, right? When are you going to figure out how to handle your thought and emotion? Not hers, not hers, not his, yours. When are you going to learn how to handle my thought and my emotion? At the end of your life? The only problem really with life is just this. Most human beings have taken themselves too seriously. They don't understand. You've seen on the computer screen these pop-ups? Yes. You are a pop-up on this planet. You pop up for 2 seconds and pop out. No, you must see, countless number of people like you and me have walked this planet. They were also big people. Where are they? All topsoil? Topsoil or no? Unless somebody, your friends decide to bury you real deep, fearing that you may rise from the dead. You know, there have been such instances. Or maybe you're planning to go to heaven. Hello? Anybody who talks about a place other than this place as a better place than this is a crime against humanity. My fundamental work is to destroy all heavens so that people will learn to live well here. All these idiots who made a hell out of themselves, they want to go to heaven. They made a mess out of this place and then they want to go to heaven. I'm asking you, do you have any proof? Do you have any proof that you are not already in heaven and messing it up? Do you have any proof? You're already in heaven, making a mess out of it. Yes, simply because you are not even learning how to handle your basic faculties of thought and emotion, isn't it? Your only justification is, everybody is like this only, that's how it is in a madhouse. That is how it is in a madhouse, only a doctor looks crazy. So when are you going to handle it? Slowly, at the age of 60? I'm asking. When will you learn how to handle my thought, how to handle my emotion, how to handle my body, how to handle my chemistry? When are you going to figure this? At the end of your life? Because this culture has grown, when to do spirituality means when you're 70, when you're no good for anything else. No, at the earliest possible time, whatever is most profound about you, not about heavens, about this life, everything that you need to know, you must know soonest, isn't it? Only then you live a sensible life. Your problems, you must fix them, isn't it? These are not problems. I want you to understand, you are not suffering your life. You're only suffering two fantastic faculties that only… It's a privilege of being human that we have these two fantastic faculties. One is, we have a vivid sense of memory. This is because of this memory our life is so rich, unlike any other creature. And we have a fantastic sense of imagination. Now, this is what you're suffering. What happened 10 years ago, you can still suffer. Why? Are you suffering life or memory? Hello?
Memory.
Memory. What may happen day after tomorrow, you're already suffering. Are you suffering life or imagination? Two most fantastic faculties you have, you're suffering. So what are you asking for? You want to become once again an earthworm. An earthworm is a very eco-friendly creature, I have nothing against it. But it took millions of years of evolution to get you this size of brain, and now you're suffering it. If we take away half your brain, of course you will sit there without any anxiety, without any suffering, peacefully. What we need is, we need to remove your brain, because you're suffering your own intelligence. Yes or no?
Yes.
Because we gave you a very complex machine, you have not bothered to read even the user's manual. You want to just blunder around. No, young people, it's time you figure out a few things about you. If you don't know how, we will give you tools, how to figure this machine out, because in your life, many issues will come. More issues come up in your life means you're living a more active life. Nothing came up means you're not living. Yes? Lots of issues every day. I have the maximum number of trouble going on in my life on a daily basis, because so much of activity around the world, global level of activity only with volunteers, okay? Volunteers means nobody is qualified for the job and you can't fire them for inefficiency and they love you, what to do? This one thing you must fix, that is, in your life, you are not the issue, okay? Whatever the issue, we'll do our best, but this should not be the issue.
This was one of the most powerful ideas that I've maybe ever heard Sadhguru share. When he first said this, I understood that this is the key to all of life, namely, not fighting the universe. Many times he said in the past that some things happened to him in his earlier years. He started chanting Shambho, it was just… the sound started coming out of him. And he said that if he started fighting this, it felt like he was fighting the universe. He knew that was not a battle he can win, so he just submitted, and look how his life changed. Well, you and I are probably not in that kind of circumstance, but, my friends, we are fighting the universe all the time. With what? With our minds. Our bodies are naturally connected to the universe. The breath process, the heartbeat, everything that the body does is in sync with nature. But the mind is causing all kinds of havoc. The mind is the only thing that you can consciously control and distort away from nature. And if you are using your mind incorrectly, for sure you're fighting against the universe. Just as I have done for many years, and I suffered miserably as a result of that, and I'm sure a lot of people are currently doing that. They're fighting the universe. You are just a speck of dust. Because we're simply a speck of dust, understanding this will put your mind to ease. But if you don't understand this, you think that your mind is some big thing and your life is some big thing and you're not understanding the whole laws of this cosmos and thinking that you're going to maneuver your mind against the universe. No, the universe is infinitely large and you're not going to battle it and you're not going to win, that's for sure. One other thing that Sadhguru says here that's very potent to know and understand, and also very funny, it sounds funny when he says it, is that we are all just topsoil. We're topsoil. Everybody that's ever lived, the Buddha, Genghis Khan, Hitler, Jesus Christ, Mahatma Gandhi, everybody is now where? Topsoil. Nobody has managed to leave the planet and to get buried somewhere else, although people are trying now. But still, you'll be topsoil somewhere else. Better to be topsoil here on the planet because this is where you came from. And saying it kind of puts down the human experience somewhat if you're really identified with your mind and if you think you're some sort of big human being. My friend, you're just animated walking topsoil right now. You're not going to be here forever, for a long time, and you'll again return to being topsoil. That understanding, that knowing, should put your mind to rest. So death, understanding death, contemplating death, and, well, truly understanding death is the single biggest and most important key for unlocking the universe, for unlocking your own spirituality, and for gaining enlightenment. And this, as Sadhguru says, fighting the universe, not fighting the universe, or just being in union with the universe is a literal definition of what yoga is to be in union with the cosmos. And also, something noteworthy is that Sadhguru says essentially here that heaven is a scam. People have invented heaven for whatever reason. I don't know what the actual reasons are, but people have used religion to do all kinds of crimes against humanity. And one of the biggest crimes, as Sadhguru points out here, and this was something that is powerful for me to think about, was that people invented heaven or said that you're going to go to heaven because your life is probably bad here. Or forget about this life, that after you die, some amazing place is going to happen to you. And I was thinking that too for a long time, up until my 20s when I started using my critical thinking skills, but that's very shunned upon. You shouldn't use your mind. You shouldn't think according to religion. As I began to ask questions and realize this is just a bunch of nonsense, I also snapped out of this, and it was potent for me to hear Sadhguru talk about this, that there's no better experience that's coming after this. There may be, but this shouldn't exclude you living a wholesome and complete life here and now. Instead of, just forgo everything and it's okay, your life is miserable and you're miserable right now, it's okay, just continue your misery because after you die, some amazing things are going to happen. No, okay, no. And lastly, the most two powerful instruments that we have is our imagination and our memory. Sadhguru says that our memory gives us a vivid sense of experience or a rich sense of experience. And most animals don't have this. Like a dog doesn't have memories. I had a dog for a while, and if I look at him, he's just here right now, maybe thinking about, okay, I want to go for a walk, I want to eat, where's my owner? That's as far as his thinking process goes. But he's not looking back in life and thinking, that one experience that I had, that one bone that I was chewing, oh my god, it was amazing. No, but human beings can do that. And my friends, you're in conscious control, or you should be in conscious control over your memory process. You shouldn't just naturally, your memory process just kicks up spontaneously and then it goes into the past and digs up the worst things in the universe that you've done and just throws it right in your face, right in your mind. Oh my god, I did that. Oh my god, I didn't do that. That's like me going on my computer and then all of a sudden the computer decides, hey, you know what, we're not going to do this, I'm just going to close this all off and we're going to open the calculator and start calculating something. Hey, that's not what I was intending to do. Why are you showing me a calculator? I don't want this. Similarly with you. Why is your mind going into the past? Why is your mind projecting into the future? That's imagination. You're imagining things. Oh my god, in 10 years from now, where am I going to live? How's the economy going to be like? You're making yourself miserable. You're changing the chemistry of your body here and now today. That's unpleasant. Why are you doing that? You are in 100% conscious control over what's happening inside of this. Or at least you should be. Or at least that's where you should turn your attention towards to become more conscious. How much control do you have over this? So my mind still sometimes spontaneously brings up memories of things that I did, and that's unresolved processes that you have to overcome. Like, for example, I'll share a little bit of a process with you here. That just recently, today or yesterday, my mind just went back in time and I remembered my one of my first jobs was working as a lifeguard. And I remember how me looking back at this, it was just scary times. I didn't think it was scary back then, but I was responsible for people's safety. And God forbid something were to go wrong, would I have the competence necessary to take care of that situation? I mean, I was trained, whatever, but you never know. Once the actual pressure, once a life-threatening situation happens, oh my God. You think what? I'm some sort of 18, 19, 20-year-old kid, and I'm supposed to, oh yeah, I'll save your life here, no problem. I'm not sure. But maybe I would just call 911. And the real authorities, okay? They're still just human beings, but they're the authorities, would come and take care of you and save your life. So I was realizing, why is this memory kicking up in me and it doesn't feel good? And I felt terrible. And I realized, there's some lesson needs to be learned, something I need to integrate. I have the power to, well, to help somebody. I have the power to consciously take all of my training and help somebody. I'm not some helpless being that, some situation happens and then the flight or fight response kicks in and then I'm helpless. No, I'm not helpless. I'm 100% in control, conscious of my life process. And simultaneously, my friends, this was also an unconscious thinking process in me, that if I were just to lower and diminish my faculties, that my own internal mind's problems would go away. And this was due to the fact that I was going and smoking things and taking things and eating things, all sorts of things that changed my mind. Because somehow deep down I thought, if I just destroy this mechanism, it won't cause me any problems. No, that's not the way it is. That's not how it works. If you remove half your brain, you're going to be very peaceful, as Sadhguru says. That's not the way to go about it, my friends. The truth of the matter is that our problems stem from the complexity of this mind, complexity of all of our mental faculties. And you don't want to remove the complexity. You want to be more conscious control over those faculties. You want to actually take charge of whatever this is and learn how to use those sophisticated faculties. If I'm on my computer has so many apps, I haven't barely scratched the surface of what this computer can do. I can code, I can create all sorts of things on this computer, but I'm just using the browser to YouTube and Facebook and whatever other social media platforms there are. I'm just using the little tiniest bit and thinking, there's the complexities here and I don't understand, and I could find in the code and no. The problem is lack of competence on my part. The solution is to always increase your competence, not to try to destroy your mind. So that's it, my friends and ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching this video. Go to shivakailash.com, book yourself a spiritual session with me, buy yourself some spiritual stuff, and as always, have a nice day.